this. I don't have much today, but let's start with the bell ringer. If I'm going to subtract these two, what must I do?
Change all the signs in g of x.
Okay, so I've got to have 2x squared plus 3x plus 4 minus parentheses 9x squared minus 4x plus 8. And you guys said distribute this. So this becomes negative. This becomes plus 4x minus 8. So then I can just combine like terms. So this and this go together, which would be negative 7x squared. What?
Plus 7x.
Plus 7x
minus 4.
Oh my goodness, you guys are moving way too fast today. Super speed.
You said you gotta go fast.
I did? I didn't mean it.
Sonic fast. Sonic fast.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Okay. Get your, hey, super fast, get your 2.6 notes so you can add to it. Super fast.
Wow. They're already out.
Wow, that's fast. Okay. Hey, I'm recording so I can hear everything you're saying. Yay. Okay. True story. True story. It's too bad. Okay, so here's what I'm going to show you. Composition of functions. This we have to use tomorrow with the last lesson that I have for you. You guys have a test in here on Friday over all of this. Today, for composition of functions, we have to use with inverses tomorrow. So this is really important to learn today. So if I give you something like this, if I give you f of x equals x plus 2, and I'm going to give you g of x is equal to 4 plus x squared. Okay, first of all, going to our objective today, does this look familiar to you?
I know.
Like you've seen it before?
I saw it on the freaking ACT and I didn't know how to do it.
Well, we did it a little bit in Algebra 2, but you really... Right, you just work from the inside out. So you're composing one into the other. So before don't write this part down, but if I had, let's say I had f of x equals 3x plus 2, and I said, okay, find f of 4. Where do you put 4? In for x. So I have 3 times 4 plus 2. What if I said f of car?
You put car in for x.
So it'd be 3 car plus 2, right? What if I said f of x squared plus 4?
You just put it in for x.
So I'd have 3 times x squared plus 4 plus 2. This is a composition of functions, when you put a function into another function. Okay, so we just put the function x squared plus 4 into the function 3x plus 2. So if you can do that, if you understand this, you're going to understand this. So in your book, it's going to look like this. Now you can start writing down again. And it looks like fog. I mean, we did this last year, so this is all going to start looking somewhat familiar. And if you've been through Trig Pre-Calc, you've really seen it. But this means f of g of x. The way I want you to rewrite this, it's going to look like this. I want you to rewrite it like this. F, every time you say of, you're writing parentheses. F of g of x. Close parentheses, close the parentheses. So this right here means this. To me, this is easier to look at because this looks like your input, like we've been doing, like we did over there on the side. Then the trick of these are work from the inside out. So we're going to replace the inside function. The inside function is in the parentheses. So I'm going to replace my g of x with, what is g of x?
4 plus x squared.
4 plus x squared. So I'm just working from the inside out. And now it should look a lot like what you guys just rattled through in record time over here. You said was so easy. It is still easy. Now where am I going to replace the 4 plus x squared? In which x?
The
No.
X.
This is the function. So this is the function I'm using.
So for the F.
So for this x right here. So instead of writing that x, I'm going to write 4 plus x squared, and then I have plus 2. And I can combine like terms, so I have 4x, or no, I'm sorry, x squared plus 6. And this is the composition of the function.
Oh, I wish I would have known that on the ACT. I would have gotten it.
Which part? What's your question? Okay,
Yeah, I'm
well-
kinda lost too. Like, okay,
I only do
I need a question.
G, wait, hold on.
So g of x was that.
Where's the, okay, let's
Everything
do
else I
that.
can't like keep focused on.
We replace this x. We're plugging into that x, because that's the function we're plugging into. So instead of writing the x, I wrote 4 plus x squared. And then I have my plus 2.
So did you pretty much just got rid of all the other, what is this?
I just worked from the inside out. So I replaced g of x. What is g of x? G of x is 4 plus x squared. So I rewrote that here.
Right. Oh, okay.
So now this is going into the x in the f function. So the x is here underlined. So I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to replace it into that x. And I
Plus
have
2.
4 plus x squared. And then I've got this plus 2.
Okay,
And then I just combine like terms.
that makes sense.
Okay? The trick of these are work from the inside out. Replace the inside function, then take that as your input into the outside function. Okay? Now I'm going to math it up just a little bit. You ready? Now we're going to go g of f of x. So it's going to look like this on your paper. G of f of x. Rewrite that the way I want you to rewrite it. So it should look like this, g of f of x. Now what's my inside function? F of x. So we're going to first start there. We're going to go ahead and put f of x in where you see, or put whatever f of x is. So I have g of f of x is equal to x plus 2. I'll pull this up in just a minute. I just want you to be able to see those two. Okay, everybody good with that? Okay, so now we're using the g function to plug into, and we're going to plug in x plus 2 in where you see x. So the g function is here. We see x right here. What's happening to the x in the g function?
It's getting squared.
It's being squared. So whatever we plug in there, we're going to square it. So we're going to take this and rewrite this as 4 plus, instead of writing x, I'm going to write x plus 2. And I'm going to square it. So this is your x place.
Then you just have to do the.
Now we've got to FOIL it.
Squared.
I'm going to pull this out. Now we've got to FOIL this part right here. And let me rewind a little bit. So we did exactly this in 2.2 when we did function evaluation. Like I might have given you g of 3 and then g of 4, and then I would have given you like g of x plus 2. So you guys did something like this a couple sections ago. So that underlined part, we have to FOIL this or do the box method. So when I do this, I get x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. So, did I hear a what? Stop. I'm just multiplying these two things together. Just doing the work over here. So I've got 4 plus x squared plus 4x plus 4. I just combine together these two. And then the only thing I can combine together here for like terms are the 4s. So I have x squared plus 4x plus 8. And that's your composition of functions.
Well, that's easy.
It's not too bad. Okay, I want to show you one where you're inputting in a number and show you how much easier that is. So let's just stay with g of f of x, but instead I'm going to say g of f of 2. And you guys are going to have to refer to your f and G.
So there's gonna be two problems, but instead of where the X is gonna be, you're gonna do
Right, so the first thing you're gonna do is do f of 2. So f of x, which one was f of x?
X plus 2.
X plus 2 is x f of x. So now I'm gonna do f of 2. And what is f of 2? 2 plus 2, which is 4. So now I'm going to do g of 4. So I found what f of 2 was, and now I need to do g of 4, and g of x was, I changed it,
Plus X squared.
4 plus x squared.
20.
So I need to put 4 in for my x. So I have 4 squared, which is 16, plus 4 is 20. So really, when there's a number that you're inputting, it's actually easier than when you have x's, because you're actually getting numbers. But you still work from the inside out. Do the inside function first, then plug it into the outside function. Okay? Easy enough? Okay, I'm adding on a few. I would like to go over all of 2.6 before we leave. What time are we done? 50? No.
52, something like that.
52. Is this second hour? Yeah, 52. Oh, my clock's an hour off, so just look at the minutes. So we'll do page 235. 35 to 42. Can anybody tell me what the last assignment was?
5 through 8, 13 through 20.
5 through 8,
13
13
to 20.
to 20.
And then 5 through 8 is ABC, not
ABC.
the rest.
Okay.
Wait, so for ours is just 35 to 40?
Yeah, so this is what I'm checking off at the end, but this was Fridays.
Oh,
That's what we did Friday.
I'm so
Yes.
So this is what's on Friday.
Why did I never have?
I would probably start with the lesson you just saw. So start with the last part of it and then do the other part if you have time.